Welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Matt.
Yesterday, we read part 1 of our story, The Ransom of Red Chief. And we learned about these characters, Bill and Sam, who really needed $2,000. And then they did something bad. They kidnapped a child for money. Matt, what have you done when you really needed money?
Well, I think Bill and Sam, they're bad guys. You don't need to do bad things to get money. Like, last time when I really needed some money, I, met an older woman who I normally would never have gone on a date with. But I needed money and she was offering to pay for the meal, so I went on a date with her. And after that, she let me borrow money.
Oh, okay. So you made a friend that had money and she lent you money.
That's right. So you just need to make the right kind of friends, and that's how you can get money.
Okay. Or you could go and get a job, get a second job, work at, let's say, a convenience store, get more hours in. There's lots of different ways that, we can try to get more money.
You gotta work smarter, not harder.
Okay, well, let's see if these guys, Bill and Sam, if they are working harder or smarter in part 2 of The Ransom of Red Chief.
Sam goes to the next town. At the post office, he hears people talking about Dorset's missing boy. So he mails the ransom letter and finds out it will reach Summit that day.
Today, we're looking at part 2 of The Ransom of Red Chief. So last time in part 1, we found out that Bill and Sam were had kidnapped a young boy named Johnny, whose father was a rich businessman. They were asking for $2,000 in ransom for his return. However, the boy was playing cruel tricks on them, and he was bothering them with his constant talking. So they decided to cut the ransom down to $1,500 just because he is so annoying.
So maybe that's one of his techniques, Johnny's techniques, to get out of there.
Maybe.
And it might be working. So let's find out what they do. Sam goes to the next town. At the post office, he hears people talking about Dorset's missing boy. Okay, so we know that they were in the woods. So obviously, if he wants to send out a ransom note, he needs to go into town and get to the post office in order to mail out a ransom letter. And obviously, if you were a smart kidnapper, you wouldn't mail the ransom letter from the same town as, let's say, where the Dorsets live, right? So he went to the next town over. So a post office is basically a place where you can go to get some of your letters and packages mailed out to all across the country, all over the world. Now, nowadays, for example, here in Taiwan, it's a bit unique because Taiwanese post office, they also do banking services. Okay, so post office is a place where you can get a lot of things done and you can feel safe that it could be done properly. Okay, so he's gone to the post office, but he's heard people talking. What are they talking about?
Well, they're talking about Dorset's missing boy. So when something is missing, it means that it can't be found or it's not in the place that it should be. So in this case, Johnny is not at home. They can't find him. He is missing. Or I might say, I can't find my missing keys. which happens sometimes to me.
Oh.
Continuing on. So he mails the ransom letter and finds out it will reach Summit that day.
Ah, well, that's really pretty fast for those days. I guess the next town over isn't too far. So if they're sending out the letter right at the morning, it's going to reach the town that the Dorsets live, which is Summit, on the same day. So Sam mailed out the ransom letter. To mail out something is to basically to send out something. You are bringing, let's say, a package or a letter to the post office to be mailed. You're sending it off.
And so it will reach Summit that day. So to reach, in this case, means to get to a destination or to get to the place something is trying to go to. So when we say the letter will reach Summit that day, we mean it will get to Summit. So it will arrive in Summit that day. Now this verb also has other meanings. For example, to reach for something means to extend your arm or to extend something to get to something else. If I have something on a high shelf, I might need to reach up high to try to get to that thing.
Now, I wonder what's going to happen to Sam and Bill because obviously the towns have already started talking about a missing child. So is it possible that they might not even get the ransom money?
Well, I think they're still hopeful probably that they can get that $1,500. And even though it's not the $2,000 they wanted, I think they'd be quite happy with that.
Well, but I'm sure the dad, Ebenezer, he's a tough businessman. He has to have some way to try to save his child or to find a child, right?
Well, you'd think so. So maybe there's people out there looking and maybe they can find him. We'll find out after the break.
Back at camp, Sam sees Bill walking with his head down. He also spots the boy several feet behind him. Bill says he had enough of the naughty boy and let him go. Then Bill starts to relax. However, that quickly comes to an end when Sam says the boy is behind Bill.
Welcome back. So before the break, Sam, one of the kidnappers, had walked to a post office to mail a new ransom letter in which they'd lower the ransom to $1,500. And they found out that that ransom letter would reach Summit that same day.
Right. And people are also talking about the missing child.
That's right. He heard people talking about Ebenezer Dorset's missing son.
Okay, so let's find out what happens next. Back at camp, Sam sees Bill walking with his head down. He also spots the boy several feet behind him. Aw. Okay, so Sam comes back and he sees Bill walking with his head down, and that is giving us an indication that Bill's not very happy, is he?
Usually when you walk with your head down, it means you're either sad or you're not in a good mood. It could also mean that you're very tired.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Or feeling defeated.
Feeling defeated, definitely. Yeah. And we might have the opposite, walking with your head held high, meaning that you're feeling very proud about something, feeling very good about something.
So I guess it's suggesting that he's getting so tired of this boy, Johnny, right?
Yes, but Sam has spotted that Johnny is several feet behind him. So to spot someone, to spot means to see something and take notice of something. So when we say that he has spotted Johnny behind him, it means he has just seen that Johnny is there behind Bill. So you might also hear a spot as a noun. And a spot is a round or circular mark on something. For example, like some dogs have spots on their coat. So these are different meanings of the word spot.
Okay, so he's spotted Johnny very close by to Bill. Again, indicating that Johnny is just being annoying, cruel, and what else happens? Let's see how he has been treating Bill.
Bill says he had enough of the naughty boy and let him go.
Oh, so he's been dealing with him all day and he's really feeling defeated. Bill is sick of this capture. He wants to let him go. He wants to not take the money and just release Johnny because Johnny is so naughty. So naughty means to be really bad. And not only bad, it's to do kind of naughty things, to do bad things that are, sometimes it could be dangerous, but to a person, they might think it's funny. So being naughty is also getting yourself into different situations where you could get yourself in trouble or you are doing dangerous things. And usually when somebody is described as being naughty, they're just doing a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing.
That's right. Then Bill starts to relax. However, that quickly comes to an end when Sam says the boy is behind Bill.
Oh.
So Bill thought that he was rid of Johnny, that he had let him go, that he was gone and he didn't need to see him anymore. But Sam has ruined that for him by telling him that the boy is behind him.
Oh my goodness. So Johnny, even though they let him go, he was still hanging around. Okay, so we saw that Bill had thought he's done with the boy, so he relaxed. And when somebody is relaxed, it is to let go of a lot of stress, anxiety, or pressure. There's a lot of things that make you feel uncomfortable and you're just letting it go, right? So what are some things that you do to try to relax?
I, have a nice meal. I like that helps me relax. I, have a warm drink like a tea.
Right, yeah, that's really nice. Okay, but now we're getting to a very interesting part of the story. It seems like that's not the end. Okay.
Well, we still got part 3 coming up. So we're going to find out what happens to Johnny, Bill, and Sam when we get to part 3 next time.
Sam goes to the next town. At the post office, he hears people talking about Dorset's missing boy. So he mails the ransom letter and finds out it will reach Summit that day. Back at camp, Sam sees Bill walking with his head down. He also spots the boy several feet behind him. Bill says he had enough of the naughty boy and let him go. Then Bill starts to relax. However, that quickly comes to an end when Sam says the boy is behind Bill.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看这一课的重点单字。第一个 post office, post office 邮局。There is a post office near my school. 我学校附近有一间邮局。下一个单字 mail, mail 动词邮寄。Zoe mailed the letter last week, but it still hasn't arrived. 上周 Zoe 就把信件寄出了，但还没有寄达。下一个单字 reach, reach 动词抵达。Kevin finally reached the coast after several weeks of sailing. 经过好几个星期的航行 ，Kevin 终于靠岸了。最后一个单字 spot, spot 动词发现认出。Jim spotted some mistakes in the article. Jim 发现文章中有几处错误。接着我们来看重点文法。第一个 A hears B 加上 VING，A 听到 B 在做某事。Hear 是感官动词，意思是听到、听见。它的三态是 hear, heard, heard。我们来看看这个例句。 Kyle hears his neighbor singing in the shower every morning. 每天早上 Kyle 听到他的邻居在洗澡时唱歌。下一个文法 Somebody had enough of 加名词，某人受够了什么？也可以用完成式来表达一直以来所厌烦的人事物。Enough 是一个代名词，指的是足够、过多。我们来看看这个例句。Lisa had enough of her boyfriend's constant excuses for being late. Lisa 受够了她男友不断为迟到找借口。Constant 指的是持续不断的、经常发生的。以上就是这一课的重点单词跟文法，我们下一课再见，拜拜。
Hey, it's KiWi on the street. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie.
Hey, Winnie, have you ever been stumped at customs where they asked you a question and you don't know what to say?
Yes, and it's so confusing. Sometimes I don't know what to reply.
Well, today we are going to translate some pretty common phrases that we might have to answer at customs. Today's translations have something to do with customs, okay? 我会住在青年旅馆。我会住在青年旅馆。
Oh, I will live in the, I'm not sure what's 青年旅馆 in English.
I will stay in the youth hotel.
Okay, very close.
Young.
Youth
Youth is correct.
Youth correct.
Add one more letter.
Oh, youth blank hotel. Oh, I'm gonna live at like a youth hostel.
Very good. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, I'm going to live at a youth hostel.
How do you translate that? 我带了3000美金。
I brought 3,000 US dollars.
Very
Or
good.
dollars.
Very good.
I have $3,000.
Oh, can I have it? Wow. Okay, yeah, I have, or I brought 3,000 US dollars. So what have we learned today?
Today, we worked on translating some common phrases that we might encounter at customs. The first one, you can say, I'll be staying at a youth hostel, or just hostel. And you can also say, I'm going to be staying at a hostel. The next one is, I have $3,000 cash on me. Or you can say, I'm carrying 3,000 US dollars. Those are the translations that we worked on today. KiWi later!